Good morning. My name is Onepeg MG, and this is the news. Well, lack of the news. So there really hasn't been anything coming out of BSG or the community for the most part for the last couple of days. Nothing dramatic, nothing crazy, nothing really has changed. So I thought that I would do something that the community has been requesting of me, and that is talk about how to optimize the game so that it runs with some better FPS. Now, I will say that the settings that I personally use are not the optimal ones. The settings that I use are stuff that is set up for broadcasting and quality of life stuff when it comes to trying to stream and monitor multiple monitors and windows and that kind of thing at the same time. So when it comes to Tarkov, I'll talk about what you would want to do if you want to run the game as optimally as I possibly can think of how to run it. But as always, if I do miss something, just leave me a comment and I will pin it. Okay? So there are two major areas outside of the game and one inside. The first, coming in with the launcher, you want to go to settings, and you're going to pay attention to these three items here. The first being, when I close the launcher window, that one doesn't really matter so much. When I launch the game, and display mode. So in the case of when you launch the game, you want to set it to close or exit the launcher completely. The launcher uses resources that have shown to eat away at frames a little bit, so you want to make sure that that closes when you launch the game. The second, display mode, being full screen rather than borderless. The next area that we want to focus on is inside of the Battlestate Games directory itself. This is located under C, Battlestate Games, EFT. You then want to scroll until you find and locate the Escape from Tarkov exe file and go to Properties. Once you are in the Properties, you want to go to your Compatibility tab, check the checkbox that says Run this program as administrator, and also check this button, Change High DPI Settings. Inside of Change High DPI Settings, you want to check the box that says Override High DPI Scaling Behavior, and make sure that the menu option says Application. Then click OK, Apply, OK. So that should assist with some things inside of the game. Now for the graphical settings itself, in-game, your mileage is going to personally vary. Tarkov is a game that is currently unoptimized, as most of the community is aware, and it tends to run a lot better on a higher frequency Intel chips as opposed to lower frequency multi-core chips like you would see with Ryzen's. In the case of graphics settings, when it comes to beefier GPUs, those GPUs are actually not being utilized as much as they should be with lower graphical settings. So if you are someone like me that has a 1080 Ti, you actually want to turn up the graphical load so that it puts more of this onto the GPU as opposed to the CPU. So for me, this is what I have set up for my own graphical settings, but again, you'll have to play with this a little bit. The most important things on this entire menu is sharpness and object LOD quality. They seem to have the largest graphical hit. The three items on the bottom, Z-blur, chromatic aberrations, and noise, are more of quality of life or personal preference kind of things, although I will say that chromatic aberrations and noise, when unchecked, tend to lend some extra FPS. I personally like the Z-blur effect, so I leave it on. So that's what I have for you guys today. Hopefully you find this helpful. If there's something that I missed, please let me know, and like I said, I will pin the comment. Thanks again, guys, for all of the support that you've shown me over the last couple of weeks, and I look forward to seeing you again. Peace.